You ever come home from a Black Ops mission in the Swiss Alps only to find your locks changed and a fluorescent orange sticker screaming, "Access revoked by HOA security authority"? Just me? Cool. Because nothing says "welcome back" quite like discovering the woman who once fined me for overzealous landscaping just tried to evict a CIA lockpicking instructor from his own home. What did I do? I bent down, picked up a twig and a hairpin from the tread of my boot, and opened that lock faster than she could bark. Property violation. But let me take you back a few hours. I had just returned from a 2-week off-the-books mission in Switzerland. Something involving a courier, a flash drive, and 3 kilos of uncooked pasta used as a cipher transport method. Don't ask. I hadn't slept in 42 hours, still had a thermal patch on my neck, and my duffel bag smelled like jet fuel and exhaustion. All I wanted was a hot shower, black coffee, and 12 hours of uninterrupted sleep. But when I pulled into my driveway, something felt off. First, my landscaping looked untouched. Strange, because I pay handsomely for my yard to resemble a botanical exhibition. Second, there was no mail, no newspaper, and my usual come back with a warrant doormat had been replaced by one that read, "Compliance starts at the door." That already screamed HOA. But the real kicker? My key didn't fit. Not the front door. Not the back. Not even the garage keypad. I chalked it up to sleep deprivation, tried the key upside down, muttered something about jet lag. But then I saw it. Bright orange, peeling at the corners. This property has been temporarily seized under Article 12C of Community Code Conduct. Contact HOA authority for access. Suddenly, I was wide awake. Yes, I own the house. Paid cash. Yes, I live in a neighborhood with an HOA. And no, I've never liked them. The woman who leads the board, Rachel, acts like she's Caesar reincarnated. She once fined my neighbor $300 because his American flag clashed with Halloween decorations. But changing my locks while I was out of the country? That was dictatorship. I called the HOA hotline. Voicemail. So I walked over to the HOA office. Just a 5-minute stroll along the same trail she once said was too dynamically curved for community standards. There she was, Rachel, behind a glass desk with a fake gold nameplate reading Regional Compliance Coordinator, sipping from a mug that read, "I'm not bossy. I'm right." "Oh," she cooed, voice like a passive-aggressive Yelp review. "Back already?" She continued without waiting for a reply. Neighbors expressed concerns. Strange vehicles, odd hours. A vote was taken. You were deemed security risk adjacent. Security risk adjacent? Yes. And since we had reason to believe the house was abandoned, action was taken under Articles 3B, 5D, and 11. Are those even real rules? They are now. She handed me a laminated list of infractions: grass texture inconsistent with neighborhood standards, suspicious garbage disposal timing, lack of seasonal cheer. The piece de resistance? A 72-hour temporary visitor pass for my own house. I didn't argue, just left. Walked back past the no purple mulch bulletin board and stared at the high-end smart lock on my front door. Child's play. I bent down, flicked bark from my boot, bent a hairpin I always keep in my soul, and 15 seconds later, click. I was in. Bag dropped. Coffee machine on. Rachel, was already shrieking across the lawn. "You can't do that. You're violating an override order." I leaned out, smiled, and said, "Rachel, I teach lock bypassing at Langley. Might want to revisit your protocols." Her mouth opened, then closed, then opened again. Nothing came out. I shut the door and scanned for bugs. Because if she went this far over some petty HOA nonsense, what else was going on? Turns out Rachel wasn't just drunk on power. She was part of something much bigger. The next morning, I started digging. Something felt off. The lockout wasn't about property violations. It was cover. I walked the neighborhood pretending to walk a dog named Muffin. People talk when they think you belong. That's when I noticed a suspicious pest control van parked across from my house. 5 antennas. No logo. One guy inside wearing a comm headset. When he saw me watching, he drove off. Later that night, I ran a handheld signal detector. Found a low-frequency pulse 2 houses down. Not Wi-Fi. Military grade. I traced it to a birdhouse on Rachel's flagpole. Nobody wires a Finch condo unless they're spying. So I called in a favor. My neighbor, Luis, a retired Navy crypto analyst turned semi-retired hacker. We went on a midnight recon mission. The HOA office was locked tighter than Fort Knox. Louise cracked it with my expired Blockbuster card. Inside, a server room marked staff only. Inside the room, racks of hard drives, monitors with home surveillance feeds, USBs labeled by street. One folder had my clearance name. That wasn't HOA. That was federal-level surveillance. Someone was using Rachel to data mine residents. A deleted message recovered by Louise read, "Target still unaware. Puppet compliant. Proceeding is scheduled. Interference will be neutralized if necessary." Rachel wasn't in charge. She was bait. The next 3 days? Operation Suburban Showdown. I looped fake footage through surveillance cams. Reprogrammed Rachel's prized HOA drone to follow her car. Accidentally triggered every smart sprinkler on the block during inspection day. Someone caught her slipping on a gnome. Viral within hours. But the grand finale? A fully compliant barbecue. Decorations approved. Permits filed. Halfway through, I thanked Rachel publicly, then rolled out a projector. Sanitized footage of the surveillance network. Data exports to foreign servers. No mention of the CIA. Just the math. She tried to cut power. Didn't work. Backup generator. She stormed off. The video hit Reddit that night. HOA Rachel tries to cancel barbecue, gets smoked. Millions of views. That night, a hack attempt hit my VPN. Traced to a satellite uplink. This wasn't just HOA. This was a private network with corporate-grade resources. Rachel was the mascot. Louise and I traced more anomalies. A van visiting a house every 12 hours. Thermal imaging revealed tactical gear being moved. Sable Eagle, the pseudonym from the chat, matched metadata from a secure drop site used by contractors. Photos of me, Louise, other ex-agents. My lockout was covered above my house. Time for the sting. I placed a fake classified case on my porch. Micro camera in the bird feeder. VPN tunnels to stream everything. Waited. Within 2 hours, Rachel showed up, opened it. Inside, forged orders, fake maps, fake emails linking her to a foreign data op. She panicked. Ran to the HOA office. I had the server room camera rolling. She screamed into the phone. Then he showed up. A man named Bishop. Ex-CIA, vanished 5 years ago. Burned for selling intel. He shredded the docs, stared her down, and said, "If you talk, you vanish." She went pale. Broken. That night, I sent the files to a local news outlet, an indie journalist, and a federal contact. Within 24 hours, headlines. Spy ring masquerading as HOA. Bishop was on a no-fly list by sunrise. Rachel disappeared. No goodbye, just gone. Peace returned. People started talking again. Lawsuits followed. The HOA was dissolved. Replaced by a volunteer council. No fines. No Rachel. The final twist? Rachel's old house didn't stay empty long. A woman moved in, one of my former trainees from Langley. Her husband took one look around and asked, "Did someone really try to evict a CIA instructor with a lock change?" I nodded. "Bold move," he said. "Bold and profoundly stupid," I replied. Now I sit on my porch, coffee in hand, biometric locks engaged, watching a neighborhood free of drones, fake smiles, and power-mad clipboards. And just for fun, I keep a live feed running from the empty server room, waiting. Because around here, it's not the locks that keep you safe. It's the people who know how to open them.